Hey everyone, ready to dive deep into the world of Tom Selleck.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some intriguing stuff to unpack today.
I'm excited.
Yeah, all stemming from Selleck's recent comments about his career
Hmm.
and his feelings about Hollywood.
Interesting.
So our main source today is a Fox News article,
Okay.
and it covers Selleck's interview with Parade magazine.
All right.
And what makes this particularly fascinating is the timing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's coming right as Blue Bloods is wrapping up.
After 14 seasons.
14th season, it's incredible.
It is.
And Selleck is hinting at possibly wanting to return to Westerns.
Oh, wow.
And he's also expressing some frustration with Hollywood.
I'm very curious to hear about that.
Yeah. So let's dive right in and explore what he's been saying.
Sounds good.
Now, it's the end of an era, right?
Yeah.
Blue Bloods is ending after 14 successful seasons.
That's got to be a lot of mixed emotions for Selleck.
Absolutely. And, the article even mentions that Selleck felt a bit taken for granted
Oh,
during the cancellation process.
I imagine that must sting a bit.
Yeah, after dedicating so much time and energy to a show like that for that long.
Absolutely.
It really does. And it sounds like he poured his heart into Blue Bloods.
Yeah.
He even mentioned that he was a little worried about
What's that?
maintaining his 63-acre ranch
Oh, wow.
in California without the income from the show.
I see.
Now, this isn't just some flashy estate.
Right.
It was actually an avocado farm
Interesting.
that he's been rebuilding.
Oh, wow.
So it seems like a really personal project,
Yeah, like something close to his heart.
close to his heart.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and that really ties into this theme of simpler times
Yeah.
that seems to be coming up again and again,
Okay.
especially when you consider his desire to return to Westerns.
Mhm.
He even said he wants to sit on a horse again.
I can just picture it.
Right.
Yeah. So.
That makes you wonder,
Mm,
is it just about the genre itself,
yeah.
or is it about what Westerns represent?
They often explore themes of rugged individualism,
Yeah.
morality,
Mm-hmm.
connection to nature,
Right.
all of which seem to align with what we're hearing from Selleck.
Absolutely. And it's almost as if he's seeking a world where the good guys and the bad guys are easier to spot.
Yeah.
A kind of moral clarity that can be hard to find.
Yeah, especially these days.
Exactly. In the real world, let alone in modern Hollywood.
For sure.
But let's not forget, Selleck is not new to Westerns.
Right.
He's got a history with the genre
He does.
that goes way back,
Kill me in.
well before Magnum P.I.
Oh, wow.
He was in the Sackets
I've heard of that work.
with Sam Elliott
Great actor.
back in 1979.
Wow.
Then he did Concrete Cowboys the same year
Okay.
and The Shadow Riders in 82.
That's quite a few.
And these weren't just, small parts.
Right.
These were roles that really established him in the genre.
Yeah.
And of course, who can forget Quigley Down Under?
That's a classic.
Yeah, the quintessential Tom Selleck Western.
Absolutely.
It came out in 1990.
Hmm.
And he still talks about it with so much pride.
Oh,
He even admitted to being a little nervous at first.
why?
He thought it might be too much like a John Wayne type role.
Interesting.
But the film's lasting popularity speaks for itself.
It really does.
Right. It shows that he can bring depth and nuance to these characters,
Mm-hmm.
even those within a genre that's known for its archetypes.
Yeah.
And, this wasn't a one-off.
Right.
His last Western was Monty Walsh in 2003.
Oh, wow.
So you've got this consistent thread of Westerns
Yeah, like throughout his whole career.
throughout his career, almost like he keeps coming back to it.
Like he's drawn to it.
Exactly. And now with Blue Bloods ending,
Yeah.
it seems like that part of him is ready to ride again,
I love that.
especially because he's mentioned an interest in working with some big names in the modern Western scene,
Oh, really?
like Taylor Sheridan,
Wow, the creator of Yellowstone.
the creator of Yellowstone.
Okay.
Now, that's an interesting possibility.
Yeah.
And it's not just any Western filmmaker.
Right.
Sheridan is known for these gritty,
Yeah.
complex narratives
Yeah.
that challenge the romanticized view of the Old West.
Interesting.
And his stories grapple with modern issues, but they still retain that core Western spirit.
I see.
So maybe Selleck sees that complexity as a way
Okay.
to explore the genre
Yeah.
in a fresh and meaningful way.
Okay.
It sounds like he's really looking for substance over spectacle.
Yeah.
He wants to work with people who share his passion for storytelling.
I like that.
He even mentioned wanting to work with Sam Elliott again,
Oh, wow.
and he praised Elliott's performance in 1883.
He was great in that.
He was fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's like he's drawn to actors who bring a certain authenticity to their roles, a quality that resonates with his own values.
I can see that.
And that brings us to the heart of Selleck's complex relationship with Hollywood.
Okay.
He's been very open about not being a fan of how his fame unfolded,
Interesting.
even going back to his Magnum PI days.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah. And that's got to be a difficult thing to reconcile.
Right.
Achieving the dream that so many people crave,
Yeah.
but finding parts of it deeply uncomfortable.
I can't even imagine.
He's talked about feeling uneasy with the intrusion into his personal life,
Yeah.
especially back then,
I bet.
and disliking certain interview questions.
Oh, like they were too invasive.
Yeah, they felt too invasive.
Yeah.
It seems like he's always been someone who values his privacy
Mm-hmm.
and protecting a sense of normalcy
Mm.
amidst the Hollywood whirlwind.
Right.
And remember, Magnum PI was huge.
Yeah, everyone was watching that show.
It was the quintessential 80s show.
Right.
And Selleck was suddenly thrust into the spotlight.
Yeah.
Can you imagine dealing with that level of fame
I don't think I could.
before social media even existed?
Yeah, it was a different time.
The paparazzi,
Oh, yeah.
the constant attention.
It must have been a lot.
It must have been a completely different beast back then.
Yeah.
And for someone like Selleck,
Right.
who clearly values his privacy,
Mm-hmm.
it's no wonder he felt conflicted.
I can understand that.
But even with that aversion to the spotlight,
Okay.
he still seems to genuinely love the craft of acting itself.
That's good.
Yeah, he's talked about enjoying his time in Hawaii
During Magnum.
during Magnum PI,
Right.
being part of a local canoe club,
Oh, wow.
finding those moments of normal life
Yeah.
amidst the extraordinary.
I like that a lot.
It speaks to a certain groundedness, doesn't it?
It really does.
He's not letting fame dictate his entire identity.
Right.
He's finding joy in the simple things,
Yeah.
in the work itself,
Mm-hmm.
and connecting with people on a genuine level.
I think that's really important.
It is.
It is.
And it really makes you wonder,
What's that?
how do you navigate that tension?
Yeah.
Achieving the kind of success that can disrupt your life
Yeah. In so many ways.
in so many ways,
Yeah.
while still holding on to the things that matter most to you.
That's the question, isn't
It
it?
really is. So before the break, we were discussing how Selleck felt taken for granted after Blue Bloods ended.
Right.
Why do you think a show that ran for 14 seasons
Mm-hmm.
might end up feeling undervalued?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, by the network and maybe even by the audience.
It makes me think about how our viewing habits have changed, over time.
Right?
We're in an age of peak TV.
So many shows.
So many options vying for our attention.
Yeah.
It's almost like we become numb to consistency, the excitement of something new,
Yeah.
the buzz around a fresh concept.
Yeah.
It's hard for anything to maintain that same level of attention year after year.
Even a show like Blue Bloods.
Exactly. Even a quality show.
So maybe the issue isn't about the show itself,
Right.
but about how we as viewers consume media these days.
It's like we need constant novelty.
Yeah, we need that new thing
Stay engaged.
to stay engaged.
Yeah.
And that makes me think about the allure of Westerns.
Mm-hmm.
They offer something familiar, something
Yeah.
classic,
Yeah.
rooted in, classic storytelling.
Right.
But there's always room for fresh perspectives,
That's true.
for exploring different aspects of that world,
Yeah, I like that.
like what Selleck and Sheridan might create together.
So that's right. Yeah.
That brings me to something I've been wondering.
What's that?
What makes a Taylor Sheridan Western distinct?
Well,
We know he's a powerhouse in the genre,
he is.
but what specifically sets his work apart?
Well, Sheridan's Westerns often challenge expectations.
Okay.
Like Yellowstone, for instance.
Oh, yeah, good example.
A modern-day Western
Right.
deals with family dynamics,
Mm.
land disputes,
Huh?
the clash between tradition and progress.
Right.
His characters are complex.
Yeah.
They're flawed individuals wrestling with moral dilemmas.
Interesting.
It's a far cry from those simple good versus evil narratives.
Right, from the classic Westerns. So maybe it's that complexity that appeals to Selleck.
Yeah.
He's not looking for a romanticized,
Right.
idealized version of the West.
I don't think so.
He wants to delve into the grit,
Yeah.
the more human aspects of the genre,
I agree.
and that desire for authenticity,
Right.
for stripping away the facade and exploring, the raw truth,
Yeah.
seems to be a recurring theme
Mm-hmm.
in Selleck's life,
I think you're right.
both personally and professionally.
Yeah.
Think about his discomfort with fame,
Right.
his desire to maintain privacy.
Yeah.
It's like he's constantly pushing back against the superficiality
Yeah.
that comes with being a Hollywood star.
It's hard to escape that sometimes.
Really is.
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to live a genuine life, even within a system that thrives on artifice.
Interesting point.
Which makes me think about his comment about not being a fan of how his fame unfolded,
Right. Yeah.
particularly during Magnum PI.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
What's it like?
Yeah, to become a heartthrob overnight,
Yeah.
to have every aspect of your life scrutinized.
I don't even want to think about it, especially back then.
Right.
Right.
It's almost hard to grasp that level of fame today.
It is.
When you know everyone has a platform and everyone's sharing their lives online.
It's a whole different world.
It's a whole different world. But back then,
Yeah.
it was a different kind of pressure.
For sure.
And I think it speaks volumes about Selleck's character.
Yeah.
That he was able to navigate that
Uh-huh.
without losing himself.
Absolutely.
And maybe that's why this idea of simpler times resonates with him. It's not necessarily about a specific era,
Right.
but about a way of being.
Yeah.
You know, a value system that prioritizes integrity and authenticity over fleeting trends.
I think that's a really good point.
And that connects to the question we raised earlier.
Oh, about Selleck's yearning for simpler times.
Is Selleck's yearning for simpler times for a return to Westerns, a reflection of a larger societal longing?
That's a big question.
It is.
Yeah.
Are we all in some way craving stories that offer a sense of moral clarity, of heroes who stand for something,
Yeah.
of a world where good and bad are easier to distinguish?
It's a thought-provoking idea.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, we live in a world that's increasingly complex,
It is.
where the lines between right and wrong can feel very blurred.
Yeah, they're not always so clear.
And maybe there's a part of us that longs for that certainty
That Westerns provide.
that Westerns provide.
Yeah, that black and white.
Exactly. And maybe that's why Selleck's appeal endures.
Yeah.
He embodies those values, that sense of integrity and strength,
Right.
in a way that feels both classic and relevant.
Absolutely.
He reminds us of a time when heroes weren't afraid to stand up for what they believed in,
Yeah.
even if it meant going against the grain.
I like that.
And it sounds like Selleck is ready to embrace that heroic spirit once again.
Yeah. Maybe even literally.
Maybe even literally.
Yeah.
By saddling up for another Western.
It would be amazing.
Now, he mentioned wanting to work with Sam Elliott again.
He did.
And I'm curious
What?
what that dynamic would be like.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think they would bring to the screen together?
Well, you've got Selleck with his stoic presence and that underlying warmth. And then you've got Elliot, known for his gravelly voice.
Oh, yeah.
And that world-weary wisdom.
Right.
Together, they just embody that archetype.
Of the seasoned cowboy.
Exactly.
You know, the men who've seen it all.
Yeah.
And emerged with a deep understanding of life's complexities.
They've been through it.
It's like they represent two sides of the Western hero. The strong, silent type.
Yeah.
And the wise mentor.
I love that.
And I'm betting they would have some incredible on-screen chemistry.
They would. Oh, yeah. For sure.
And it would be fascinating to see them work with a director like Sheridan.
Oh, yeah.
You know, someone who's pushing the boundaries of the genre.
He really is.
It has the potential to be something truly special.
Yeah.
A Western that honors the tradition
Uh-huh.
while exploring new depths.
Right.
I'm already picturing it.
What is it?
You know, the sweeping landscapes.
Yes.
The tense standoffs.
Love it.
The dialogues filled with both grit and heart.
That's the good stuff.
Yeah, it would be a Western for our times. One that reflects our anxieties and complexities,
Right.
but still offers a glimpse of that classic heroic spirit.
Yeah, I love that.
And perhaps by revisiting this genre, Selleck can help us reconnect with those values.
Okay.
You know, those timeless truths about courage and integrity
Yeah.
that we sometimes lose sight of.
Absolutely.
In the modern world.
So Selleck's desire for Westerns
Yeah.
might be more than just a career choice. It
Right.
could be a way for him to stay true to himself, to tap into a deeper sense of purpose,
Yeah.
and maybe even offer us, the audience, something we didn't realize we needed.
What's that?
A reminder of that power.
Of heroism and authenticity.
Exactly.
It makes you think about how our entertainment choices reflect our deeper desires.
That's an interesting thought.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, our longing for meaning and connection.
Right.
Maybe that's why we're drawn to stories about heroes.
Yeah.
About people who stand up for what's right, even when it's hard.
Because we want to do that too.
Yeah, we want to see those people.
Exactly.
And it's like we're searching for a reflection of our best selves. A reminder that even in a world filled with challenges,
Yeah.
there's still room for courage and kindness.
That's a beautiful thought.
It is.
Yeah.
And it seems like Selleck's journey, both personally and professionally,
Right.
is a testament to that belief.
It really does.
And, as we wrap up our deep dive into Selleck's world,
Mm.
I'm left with a sense of admiration
Mm.
for his commitment to authenticity,
Right.
his willingness to stay true to his values,
Yeah, even when it's hard.
even when it means going against the grain.
It's not always easy.
It's
He
not.
does it.
He does it.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to embrace the things that matter to him, whether it's his love of Westerns, his desire for privacy, or his dedication to his craft.
Yeah.
And in a world that often feels dominated by fleeting trends and superficiality,
Yeah.
that's a powerful message.
It really is.
So as we conclude this deep dive,
Yeah.
I'm left with a feeling of both intrigue and inspiration.
I like that.
Intrigue about what Selleck will do next,
Right.
what stories he'll choose to tell,
Yeah.
and inspiration from his example,
Mm-hmm.
his reminder that we all have the power to live a life that's true to ourselves.
That's a good reminder.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Well said, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for Selleck.
Me too.
And I'm grateful for the opportunity to have explored his world with you today.
It's been a pleasure.
It has.
And who knows, maybe Selleck's next Western will spark a whole new wave of appreciation for the genre.
Wouldn't that be great? Reminding us of those classic stories about heroism, authenticity,
Yeah.
and the search for meaning in a complex world.
That'd be wonderful.
It would. It's funny, as we've been talking about Selleck and his yearning for Westerns in simpler times.
Yeah.
It's made me think about my own experiences with the genre. Growing up, I was obsessed with those classic Westerns.
Really?
Yeah, John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, you name it.
The whole shebang.
The whole shebang.
There's just something so captivating about those films.
Isn't there the sweeping landscapes?
Uh-huh.
Those stoic heroes?
Right.
That sense of adventure
Yeah.
and danger around every corner?
It's excited.
Exactly. And as a kid, it felt like a world of clear-cut morality,
Yeah.
where good always triumphed over evil.
Good always wins.
Yeah, it was so comforting,
Makes sense.
especially in a world that often felt
Yeah.
confusing and unpredictable.
Right. Not so black and white. It's interesting how Westerns can offer that sense of comfort,
Yeah.
even though they often deal with some pretty harsh realities.
Right.
Frontier life was tough.
Oh, yeah,
Full of hardship and violence.
absolutely.
But those stories also highlight values
Hmm.
like resilience, self-reliance, and loyalty, which maybe provide a sense of grounding.
Right in the midst of all the chaos.
Exactly.
So, they remind us of those basic principles
Yeah.
that can help us navigate any challenge, whether it's a gunfight in the Old West
Or just figuring out everyday life.
or just figuring out everyday life. Exactly.
Right.
And those values seem to be at the core of Selleck's appeal as well.
Yeah.
He brings that same sense of integrity and strength to his roles, whether he's playing a cowboy, a private investigator, or a police commissioner.
He's got that presence.
He does.
It's that authenticity that shines through.
Right.
You believe him
Yeah.
because you sense that he really embodies those values.
Mm.
He's not just acting, he's living them.
And maybe that's what makes his potential return to Western so exciting.
Yeah.
It's not just about a genre shift.
Right.
It's about a man returning to a world that aligns with his core beliefs.
I think that's beautifully said.
It is.
Yeah.
It's about finding a space where his passion for acting
Right.
intersects with his personal values,
Uh-huh.
where he can tell stories that resonate on a deeper level.
I love
And maybe, just maybe,
Yes.
those stories will resonate with us too.
Right.
Reminding us of those enduring
Yeah.
power of those classic Western themes.
What are those?
Courage, integrity, the fight for what's right.
It's powerful stuff.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Perhaps Selleck's return to Westerns will spark a renewed interest in the genre. I hope so.
Me too. Inspiring filmmakers and audiences alike
Yeah.
to explore those timeless truths.
Right, that those stories have to offer.
I think that would be incredible.
It would.
To see a resurgence of Westerns.
Yeah.
Not just as nostalgic throwbacks, but as stories that speak to our modern anxieties and aspirations.
And remind us that even in a complex world,
Huh.
there's still a place for heroes,
Yeah.
for people who stand up for what they believe in,
Right.
who fight for justice and protect the innocent.
Well said.
Well, I don't know about you.
What's
Right.
that?
I'm suddenly in the mood for a Western marathon.
Me too.
I think I'll dust off my Quigley Down Under DVD tonight.
That's a great choice.
It is.
Yeah.
And I'll be keeping my fingers crossed that Selleck saddles up for another Western adventure soon.
I'm with you on that.
Me too.
Yeah.
It would be a gift to see him return to the genre that helped launch his career
Right.
and explore its depths with the wisdom and experience he's gained over the years.
It really would be a testament to that,
Yeah.
to the enduring power of storytelling, the ability of classic genres to evolve and resonate with new generations.
Absolutely. And it would be a reminder
Yeah.
that no matter how much the world changes, certain values, certain truths about the human experience will always endure.
So as we wrap up our deep dive,
Into the world of Tom Selleck.
I'm left with a feeling of hope.
And anticipation.
Hope that he'll find the projects that speak to his soul.
Yeah.
And anticipation for the stories that he'll share with us in the years to come.
And I'm left with a renewed appreciation for the power of authenticity. The importance of staying true to yourself. And the timeless appeal of a good Western.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for joining us on this journey.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, happy trails.